So, a bit of a serious video. So I'm back to, I got the mic set properly tonight. So don't want to be lazy with this video, as it's a major question I've asked myself a lot over the last year and a half since I started running consistently. And honestly, ever since I started this whole self-improvement journey. So is it too late for me? Am I too old? Or similar questions like, can I even afford to care for things like dreams and goals when I don't have my basic shit together yet? Specifically my job, my finance, and as someone who's old enough to have a family and stuff, like, yeah, I've never dated either, so there's that. It's not something I guess I do miss having some fun when I was a teenager, having that innocent dating period and stuff, but yeah, it's still like, it's an expectation of society to have a family, to have a stable job, to have a house, a car. I don't have none of that yet, and I'm pretty old now, 31 years old. This year on March 2024, I hit 31. Yeah, let's start on this video because I just went through something and I just wanted to put this on video before I chicken out and not make this video and not say what I really felt I should say in a video, on a recording. So yeah, let's start first as usual. This is 8:06 p.m. 28th of Friday, June 2024. The video will be uploaded just after I finish the video, the recording, so the date will be on the video as well. It will remain as a proof also, just in case. I guess I can show this as well. I hope it's coming on right. So anyways, yeah, this is the date, 28th of Friday 2024, 8:07 p.m. and yeah, where do I start? So I was just checking out, I just went through a website, like online search, specifically something I actually I was a bit hesitant to see exactly what entails, what requirements are there to actually reach one of my biggest dreams. Now I have a bit of a bigger dream than that one. I'll get to that, but I'm speaking specifically about Olympics. So Olympics has been a huge inspiration for me since I was young. Young child who first heard of it, because it's literally, at least where I grew up with, it's the highest level of achievement someone can think of when it comes to athletics, sports stuff. So I didn't know jack shit about it. I was a young kid. I just heard about it. I saw it in the videos and all that stuff, and I just I remember still, like, in my rooftop and stuff, every time after I work out and stuff. It wasn't even a workout, just some exercises, I guess, I did with my friends as a young kid, and even as teenagers. I would just raise my fist to the open sky, and then in my head I would be dreaming of like running through the finish line of an Olympic, that view of someone in the Olympics running through the finish line. And like, by that time I was old enough and I had enough internet access. By the way, when I was growing up, we didn't have internet access. I was born in 1993, and we got our cell phones and stuff only post 2005. Honestly, it was around 2000, 10 summer when we got like easy access to internet, where every one of us had smartphones. Yeah, it was around 2010 on at least post 2005. I need to find the exact dates, but somewhere around there. So growing up, like we didn't have that much access to it. Also, like, yeah, it was just like a dream that I dreamed about, but never really tried to do it, because in my heart of heart I knew it was impossible for me. And yeah, the years went by, and today I'm 31 years old, 2024, and I actually checked it out a while back as well, but today I just felt like, you know what, fuck it. I'll look up every single detail, how to actually do it, what exactly I should be doing, and all that stuff. And I looked up online, and then the more I looked, the more, I guess, my enthusiasm fizzled out with every step I was looking through. You know, there are like easy answers, like start participating in races. From the gist of what I got, it's basically they give you a time frame within which you need to participate in a set amount of like recognized events where you get some points for winning or whatever, and then through that, if you make the set amount of points, you get qualified. And the process usually goes with athletes joining local clubs, or like students starting, and then you slowly from one club, from like school level to inter-school level to district level to state level and to the national level and to the Olympics, eventually international events and Olympics. So at least that's the gist of what I got. I looked through it. I didn't go too much delving into it because it was about an hour or so, but I kind of got the gist of it. But the more I looked, the more it felt, yeah, it just, first thing I got was, okay, that's a lot of work. Second thing was, I think the most primary actually why I felt discouraged was that most of them started very young, and although they say there's no age group, pretty much all the like things I saw, like qualifyings and all that stuff, how these schools are taking the like students, basically athletes, like young potential athletes, were mostly on age and how much, like, you know, some events they participated when they were school and all that stuff, even for the a bit older ones joining. And by older I meant like teenagers, late teens and stuff. So yeah. Also, the situation, my current situation is not exactly the best situation. So why I felt more disheartened was because I currently, okay, let's go through my current circumstance right first, before why I felt so like not even upset. It's just like coming to accept, almost like resigning to my situation, I suppose, in a way. So how do I even start? So a part of my brain, a part of my internal talk, let's just say the more cynical, the more realistic and, you know, tags side of my, like, obviously it's way more rational, I guess, it's compared to the idealistic, dreamy side of mine. It was the main argument I had that disheartened me even more the more I thought about it, as I was looking through the qualifications and everything I need to set up. Not even Olympics, more as a general route to establishing some sort of athletic career. And my chosen sport field is basically running, more specifically the 10-kilometer running race, 10,000 meters or 10 kilometer. And so the most, I guess, disheartening part was, like, it's not even like, also, as I mentioned most of the stuff here, I am blaming no one. By now I've learned enough to know that I created the circumstances I'm currently in, And obviously there are some situations, there are some things in my life that added to the misery I ended up in. Now it's a lot better, but yeah, it is definitely completely my responsibility. I take that, you know, and I'll state that clearly before I start listing all the excuses my head came up with. So the most important one was, yeah, like I'm old, 31 years old. I did a bit of like contract stuff, like online content writing and all that stuff, and I'm doing that stuff, but I don't have a proper job situation set up yet. And I'm overstaying my parents' generosity by still being, I mean, to be honest, almost unemployed, like, and although my health situation has gotten a lot better because since I started my self-improvement journey, but I'm still in a situation where if I look to my peers, to my friends, most of my friends are already like in established jobs, already in good positions because they've already been like, you know, they have been working for already like 4 or 5 years now. Even my juniors are in well-established jobs, my own, like even among my family members, cousins and everything. And yeah, I'm already feeling left out. And to make matters worse, so when I look to the Olympics and all that stuff, like even for people who are already in pace, even for them, if I tell any one of my friends, you know, you can go for Olympics, you already have like you're already in a steady income and everything, like you're already family set up and everything. For some of my friends who are actually very well established by now, even they would think it's an idiotic thing to think about, like, you know, those like elite sports, like for not just Olympics, just starting a new career and all that. Especially as a sports person, like most of the athletes they started really young and they had some sort of talent, and obviously the hard work and dedication and all those factors, but still you need a very young start, early start, and you need to have a bit of talent at the very least, and years and decades of hard work. And for someone to start at 30, 31 like me, and in my current situation without any like reliable stable job situation, no saved up finances, no rich family background whatsoever, no connections whatsoever, I don't know anyone like professional, you know, connection and all that stuff, like in sports and everything, and no talent either. I know enough, like I've run enough now to know that I don't have talent in it. I force myself to do it, and I enjoy like 30 to 40% of my runs, but yeah, I know enough to know that I don't have talent. And also the 10-kilometer race that I was talking about, my current PR in 10-kilometer is 59 minutes something, and my goal, like which I've talked about before as well, it's like 26. So 26 is, I picked the number mostly because 26 has been kind of my lucky favorite number since as long as I can remember. So I just set it as like 26 minutes. And also I did see the world record is 26.11. So yeah, it's an impossible dream already. And that was kind of my, I guess, let me finish my point first. So basically I'm not in the best situation, and honestly it's a worse situation for me. Like, so the discouraging thought, my basic mind, and I want to put this on record honestly, because I want to look back at this video and like this video is a complete gamble for me. Since the channel is already named like Gambling for Greatness, this video is probably the biggest gamble I'm making with all the videos I've made so far, because I'm honestly laying out exactly my honest thoughts right about now. So like the dreamer side of me, which I've found some confidence to start dreaming again since I started my this journey. I've spoken a lot about it previously, and I've spoken and I'll speak about it a lot more later on as well. But basically, over the last 2 years, almost 3 years now of self-improvement journey, I've found the confidence to dream again, and I've gained that confidence slowly through like small things like learning to do my first pull-up and learning to swim, learning to drive, all that stuff, like small achievements, learning to be disciplined in one single habit a day and all that stuff. And I've gained the confidence to dream again. So that's part of me is what is telling me that I will fucking regret it if I never go for it, if I just run for the sake of running. You know, I have this gut instinct telling me even now, as I'm making this video about me being too late or whatever, questioning with self-doubt, that I'll regret never aiming for it. And by aiming, it doesn't mean I'll go start participating, I'll go start contacting coaches and stuff like that, I'll go join academy. No, not like that, but just me keeping practicing on my own, continue to improve myself, and eventually I'll be good enough to catch someone's attention, maybe by participating in race or just through my sheer discipline or whatever. So it's more of a personal grind goal, plan. So yeah, that part of me. The other side of me though, like I guess the skeptic in me, the cynical side of me is like, number one, you're too old to still be dependent on, still be dependent on your parents, still not to have a proper career job. Forget a career, just a job as well, proper job, a stable source of income. Basically, you are 31 years old, you need to have a stable income source by now. You need to have like plans for a family, you need to have a house, you need to have a car. So like those four are like the basic shit that pretty much everyone in the culture I grew up with here, we are at my age, everyone needs to have that sorted out. At least they need to have the first, they had to have taken the first few steps of it by now. It's expected, and I have yet to do that. I have yet to do none of that. I haven't even started on most of them. So I barely got the grasp of some things now. But yeah, so like, if I say this, talk about this dream to my parents as well, they will say the same thing. Like, you have been, you have already wasted so much time, and, we have patiently waited for you so long, and we're still giving you opportunity to figure yourself out. Honestly, I'm grateful to my parents. Even now, I've spoken about this in several previous videos as well, that I'm already grateful enough that my parents, they let me have the luxury to just still remain dependent on them as a 31-year-old and still have the time to figure things out for myself and kind of atone for so much time I've wasted previously. And obviously now I'm using my time way more efficiently, and I'm getting better every day with discipline and all this thing. Like in every aspect of my life, I've gotten better over the last year especially. But just me having this luxury to figure things out is their blessing, and I owe them beyond what I could ever pay them back. But that said, for me to still have that cynical side of me is is berating me even now. Like it's like rubbing in the argument that, like, with all that said, with you still being, still not having a stable source of income and not having any plans for family, house, all that stuff, and how dare you have the audacity to like dream about something as abstract as like a professional athlete and Olympics, especially at your age. So yeah, and I can't, and I don't have any way to reply to that side of me, and I guess that's why it hits home, it hits hard, like, yeah. But man, I don't want to give up. You know, that's the reason I'm making this video, because I feel like I need to put it on video. I feel like I need to keep a record of these thoughts, and in 10 years I want to see if my gamble pays off. And in this video would also be a reminder for me that I took the gamble, and I need to be accountable for that. I need to keep at it despite how fucked up my life gets from here on out, or how good it gets. Maybe things will work out the right way, or maybe things will just keep getting more shittier, and like everything comes crashing down. And if I can keep holding on to that tiny stubborn side of me that has very recently learned to dream again. So honestly, I don't know what this video has for anyone out there. I don't think it has anything for anyone out there. Maybe it will be like misery needs company kind of thing. So I don't know how this video will serve anyone else, but I just want to put it out there, you know, like nobody somewhere in like some remote part of the world, in the east, northeast, in like a very remote state of India, some 31-year-old dude, despite all his circumstances, telling me that he should get serious with his life, get more, you know, practical, and act like an adult, forget about dreams, think about getting a proper job, and not to get in, not to get in the illusion, not to delude himself with dreams, like things like dreams and stuff, and just get a real job rather than wasting his time on things that like 1% of the people succeed in. You know, I have a cousin who actually got into, like, his dad actually gave him the support he needed to get into sports as a tennis player. Is a cousin of mine, a younger cousin of mine, and he went through the academy, also participated in a lot of competitions, but eventually, because of the lack of support from the government and all that, and his parents was finding it harder and harder to support him financially for events, and he wasn't good enough to like be absolutely amazing and just, you know, ace through. Like, he was decent enough, but he wasn't like good enough to, I guess, absolutely amazing to, you know, earn enough through the sports alone. And he ended up quitting, and he's now looking for just like normal jobs and stuff like that. And yeah, with an example so nearby, it's hard. And I don't think any of the people I know have succeeded in making a career out of sports, athletics. Forget about athletics, man. Like, even sports that are somewhat decently famous here, that have frequent competitions, football and all that stuff, have way more scope. But even those, I don't know anyone who's made a career out of it. Of course, other than those big names you hear in the news and stuff. But from the people I know personally, no one among my relatives and stuff like that. And like in a sports like athletics, running, which honestly no one is seriously interested in. I have heard of no one even talking about it here at least here in Itanagar, like at least among the people I know, among my friends, among the people I grew up with, no one gives a shit. It's even the chances of someone making a living out of it is even less. So yeah, this is honestly the longer this video goes, it's getting more and more depressing because I'm just going through my thoughts as I'm speaking. I didn't want to prepare for this video. Like I said previously for many of my videos, this channel is all about documenting my journey and mostly my thoughts and free-flowing thoughts, to be specific. And yeah, this is pretty depressing, honestly. But you know, like despite all that, despite all the cynical side of me is telling me to, like, you know, rather than going for those airy things like dreams, which is like very like the 0.001% of people actually succeed or even make a living out of it, barely. Like me with all my vision issues as well. Also, I need to mention this as well. One of the main reasons I have trouble with even finding jobs, at least one of the main reasons I personally didn't start out on, like, you know, going for jobs, interviews and stuff when I was still in college, was mainly because of my eye issues. So I have a huge issue once in low light and like at evenings and night. So like I need help, I need support, or I usually do things I need to go out during the day, and evening time I do the things I can do just sitting in my room and stuff. And yeah, it's a very crippling vision issue, like a retinal issue with my eyes. And so that kind of physically handicaps me not to be able to do most jobs in the evenings and stuff. And that's also one of, like, that the cynical side of me is also bashing me using that exact thing, like, you know, yeah, you are already too late, you're already too old to start on athletic journey. You also have this crippling vision issue, which it's also one of the reasons I have, like, some of the races I saw, they start up really early in the morning, and at that time of the day I can't even see the road well. Forget about racing. So yeah, you have this issue as well. So like all the events I participate, even if I end up lucky enough to get into an academy, I'll have to like adjust to things looking from the perspective of someone with a bit of a vision issue as well. So yeah, there will have to be a lot of work around that, or either I am so good that they are willing to compromise and give me extra assistance to be able to participate in events despite my vision issue. So that is another huge point. Like, it's actually a physical disability, which is gonna be a huge issue if I ever even get lucky enough to get into an athletic career. So that, and also all the social expectations of my age, 31-year-old male, and you know, with all the expectations of society and even in my own culture, like we already have a culture that is very forgiving on the children, that like most of us start our first job around 27, 28 somewhere, which is already pretty late, like basically above 25. So you are not that left out even if you don't get a job till you're 25 years old. Our parents, at least the tradition here is children live with their parents pretty much their whole life. Like, some like to move out, but it's not a necessity. It's actually seen as a good thing if children take care of their parents. So it's not that much of an issue for children to live with their parents. But by 30, most have a job, most have a, you know, stable income source, which I don't have yet. So yeah, not the best time to start dreaming of, you know, Olympics and all that stuff. So yeah, the cynical side of me has pretty much every point against me, and the reason it's depressing is because I know it's true, and the cynical Daniel, I guess, has all the points right he's right. He's right, I'm too old. He's right, I'm too late. He's right, I have this crippling vision issue. He's right, this is not the time. It's more important for me to have a stable job and income source now. And it's more important for me to build like social connections, maybe start a family and all that stuff. So like in all the points, or in all the rational and logical points, he is right. And that's why it's depressing. It's a long video, but whatever, man. Like, I need to get my thoughts out. Honestly, this is a depressing video. I thought I would make it something encouraging for someone, but I guess not. But but despite everything, even as depressing as I was felt, I'm like, that side of me who has just recently started to dream again. It's like he spoke about one thing that like stopped it from completely crushing me. The reality of things as of now from completely crushing me is that the promise I made to myself wasn't to make a career out of it. The running, specifically with running, and this applies to pretty much everything else I'm doing now. It's like, this is not like you starting your running journey and all the other journeys I'm starting now, even learning music, learning Japanese, all this stuff. They aren't exactly to make a career out of it. Even for the running goal I have of running a 10 kilometer within 26 minutes wasn't exactly to become a professional athlete. It was just a challenge I put myself and a legacy I want to have for my life to be remembered by. That someone without talent like me, someone without the resources and connections, and still made it due to sheer discipline and consistency. And obviously, learning everything that is accessible to me through these amazing people on podcasts, all this stuff available online for free, like using all the resources of optimizing health, training, all that stuff, free resources that anyone can avail to, using that and being very, very disciplined with things, managing to do it. And so I'm like, the way to the Olympics is tough. You need to do a lot of events, you need to have good coaches and all that stuff, but but Daniel, you never started with the dream of becoming a professional athlete. You just wanted to break. I guess it ended up because 26 happened to be my lucky number, and it happened to be a world record if I managed to do it. It's like, you just wanted to break the world record on Strava, man. So, like, whether you make a career out of it, whether you earn anything out of it, whether people care or not, by the end of the day, by the end of your life, you just want to run a 10 kilometer in 26 minutes. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less. Maybe, within 26 minutes, to be more specific about to put it. If I can do it in 26:00, I'll be satisfied. Honestly, I'll be satisfied if I can just come somewhere in 26.59 and under. And most likely 26.00, that would be like the golden. But anywhere within 26, I'll be happy. And my simple goals was just to run a 10 kilometer in 26 minutes. That's it. You don't need to worry about making connections. You don't need to worry about getting a coach. You don't need to worry about, all the stuff, all the shenanigans that one needs to go through to become a professional athlete. You don't need to earn jack shit out of it. You just run a 26-minute, 10 kilometer, record it, and make a record of it so that it can be verified properly. And that's it. That's what you are working towards. So why are you getting depressed over the difficulties of becoming a professional athlete, the difficulties of going for the Olympics and all that bullshit and all the excuses that come with it? You just need to get up every morning, do what you gotta do, keep the discipline up for rest of your life. Get your sleep right, get your diet right. That's it. That's it. And that's that's, I don't know, that's such a relief. So yeah, man, I think if I keep speaking I might end up like embarrassing myself in camera. So I guess I'll stop here my rant. So yeah, just a video, a record of my current thoughts. Honestly, I didn't even come up with like a specific goal or something out of this whole thing. I just wanted to make a video because I was going through that, as I said, I was just going through the Olympic, finally made my mind up to just look it up, the exact steps and everything. And the more I read through the specific details, the more depressed I got, and the more the cynical side of me is just saying, all the shit that is true, but it's still shit to hear. And it hit home, whether I like it or not, it hit home, you know, too old, too late, wasting my time, no talent, no resources, no connection, can't afford to waste this time on flimsy things like dreams and all that stuff, especially a dream that's not even like, that has like a 0.1% chance of like making a living out of it. Even if I break the world records, for example, in the best case scenario, even if I break the world record, I doubt I'd make a living out of it. So yeah, if my dream was like become a millionaire, it makes sense to an extent, like yeah, a business success and but like running a 10 kilometer in 26 minutes, nah man, even if I succeed, it won't make me, you know, I won't be making a living out of it. But I guess that's dreams, irrational as hell. So, and mine is, I think, as crazy as I can afford my current dreams to be. But maybe that's why dreams are dreams. So yeah, I'll keep going for it. Fuck it, you know. I made a group with my friends which says fuck it, let's do it. So that's the attitude I'll have to have, I guess, to keep going, to keep waking up every morning, despite how lazy, despite how boring it is most days, and still lace up and go for a run, go for the 10-kilometer run every day. Like, yeah. All right, that's it. I don't know what will come up of this video, but I think I'll be glad that I made this video 10 years from now. I hope I'm glad. I hope. Yeah, that's it. I don't know. I even know how to end this. Like, I wanted to end it in a cool way, but is there something I want to end it with? Nah. I guess I just don't want to regret it. I just don't want to regret never trying. Yeah, I think that's the main thought behind me not like breaking down with the crushing reality I've seen just now. And I know the more I continue this habit, even if I tell myself that I'm not going for any of the, you know, things that require connection, talent, resources, all that stuff, I know I'll have to face this question a lot of times if I want to keep this habit of running and stuff like this, and with all my other stuff like music and learning Japanese and all that. But those don't have exactly like such an ambitious dream yet. They'll probably develop over time as I get better at them, but for now I don't have anything ambitious with them. But at least with running, I know as much as I tell myself that this is just for myself, this is just like my dream to run a 10 kilometer in 26 minutes, and I just need to make a verifiable record of it, and I don't give a shit if I ever make a living out of it, or if like if I gave a single cent out of it. But yeah, I'll have to keep answering this question for the rest of my life. So I need to remember this answer. I'm answering it now. I just don't want to regret. I just don't want to regret never trying. Yep. I think I'm satisfied with that for now. That's it. All right, I'll end this video. Too long. All right, at least that will help me sleep better tonight. Anyways, will I go for a run tomorrow? Hell yeah. Of course. After making a video like that, there's no way I will miss tomorrow's run. All right. Good night. See you guys in the finish line at the Olympics. All right.